I think it's the mayor of Chicago right now is being sued for his racist hiring practices. He's at a black church talking about how the previous administration had 70% white people working. Now it's this, and he like lays out his new racial breakdown. Granted, it wasn't like it was 70% black people now. It was a much more diverse thing, though. It was like everybody was kind of even. It was mostly black. It was mostly black now. But
I think we're all on the same side of like meritocracy-based hiring.
Yeah.
I have one exception, and I don't know how to do it well. But like, I can imagine some jobs should reflect their population. In my dream, you know, the House of Representatives, for example, is not all white men or not all men, right? In my dreams, the Supreme Court has some diversity of opinion and life experiences. That even if the most talented attorneys are all white men, I could make an argument in the Supreme Court anyway for like more population representation, not in your engineers or your accountants or, you know, like most jobs. But I don't know how to do this without unfairly punishing someone, skipping over a talented attorney to pick some female attorney who surely is not good at her job. But I'm like,
the current makeup's pretty good, right? Like you've got
I think it's
pretty
good.
Couple people of color, at least one person of color, right?
You got there's definitely that Hispanic woman. There's the black guy. I don't know how many you need out of 9, but
none.
But anyway, like I can imagine some jobs where they should have like a part of the skill is this representation of life experiences. My wife loves to bring up this one example. They're walking through Afghanistan. This is the United States military. And they go through a village. Maybe you know this one. And there's one woman in the group, and she's like, "This doesn't seem right." And they're like, "Why? What's pinging on your radar?" And she's like, "There are no children in this village. I think this is an ambush." And it was. And she picked up on it, and they turned out better because she was the only one who thought this is weird that there's no children nearby. And it's like, the rare good argument, for like women carrying guns walking next to you in the battlefield.
I don't think they do that.
Yeah.
I don't think. Do we? I don't even know that we put guns in women's hands and send them into the battlefield. I don't think we actually.
It happened in this story.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't. We probably shouldn't do that. That doesn't seem like a very womanly job.
I think. I remember like whenever just watching the war footage last time we actually went to battle, it seemed like they were doing a lot of truck driving to me. I remember like a lady truck driver maybe got caught by the Iraqis or something like that. I remember something like that happening.
As a whole, women are better at taking G-forces than men. I can imagine there's a spot as pilots. I don't know as a whole if they're better pilots in general, but
why are they better at the G-forces? Is it their powerful lower bodies?
It is because the distance from your brain to your heart has a lot to do with how easily you black out. And if you're 6'4", to exaggerate, then you're more likely to have a brain starved of blood during high Gs than if you're 5'4".
I got curious about this and I looked into it. It actually doesn't have anything to do with sex. It has to do with height. Like a 5'8" man and a 5'8" woman have the same G-force.
Which is what I
doubt
said.
that.
But,
no, I still would disagree with both of you and say that that would be true if they sat statically. But you do that kipping maneuver and you flex all the muscles in your lower body, starting with your feet moving all the way up to your buttocks, and you're squeezing with muscular power, intensity, and fortitude to squeeze that blood back up into your body toward your brain to keep from blacking out, in conjunction with a pressure suit that's doing the same thing, squeezing you down there. But I just got to imagine a man would be better at that part of it, the kipping maneuver, whatever it's called.
I don't know. And you also know that women are weaker than men, even in the lower body, but it's less exaggerated in the lower body. Like, I'm sure you know this. But anyway, I guess I'm just making an argument for merit-based, but like, I just don't know how to quite resolve I don't want everyone to be identical in some roles. There should be some women in police, right? Like if there's a domestic dispute situation, right? Is it so horrible to have a girl around?
No women in police. I just think a man can have plenty of judgment either way. No women in police. I just watched a woman get her gun taken away from her a minute ago. A lady cop Guy takes her gun away from her. She screams, cries, begs, runs away. The man handles it. Don't worry.
Yeah, thank goodness there was a man. I don't think women.
Luckily, there was a man cop there who quickly killed that motherfucker. But he just took her shit away from her, like she was. Give her that fucking gun, and said, "Don't shoot me! Please don't shoot me!" And she runs away.
Every man who has a woman partner is like more in danger.
Dude, I carry the shotty. If you gave me a woman partner, I would even have a side. I carry the pistol, but I'm toting my shotgun everywhere. It looks like a bird hunter coming knocking on your house. I'm not, because I'm on my own. I know I am. I am. Like
it's like you brought a like an assistant. It's like you brought your kid to work, and you have to like keep an eye on it so that she can like LARP as a hero.
All right. That's true a lot of the times. What I'll say is I've seen many, many instances where it's that. The woman does a bad job. She's the reason people have to die because she can't physically handle the situation. So the suspect who normally would have carried an ass whooping or been intimidated by maybe a larger, more with it cop now thinks he can beat this woman to death. Maybe he just doesn't want to respect a woman, which you might want to consider too, that a lot of people have no respect for a woman telling them to get on their knees. Get on the ground. They hear a big burly man say it. I'm like, all right, fucking don't hit me, boss. Damn, you're big. You know what I mean? But I saw a woman cop the other day, a trooper. She drugged this Mexican out of his fucking car, put a rear naked choke on him, and started tasing his ass. I said, give me them hands. And he's going, why? Why? I said, give me them hands.
Did he say that? Or did he say, K?
He said why, but it's like the only English word he knows is why. And I kind of feel bad for him, but he's fighting the whole way. She ends up like fighting him on the ground, and she ends up shooting him in the head a little, like grazing his head to finally get him to fucking do what she says. And when the gun goes off and like tears a chunk out of the side of his scalp, he's just sitting there going, okay. Immediately he's compliant. Wow. He wasn't that crazy.
Missed.
So you didn't like my domestic violence situation, but like special victims unit, right? I know that from TV. That's the rape thing. Perhaps, there's a place for women there where maybe victims would be more comfortable if they had girls around.
Yeah. I don't know. You need women to search women. Look, if we're arresting a woman,
not in like the beating the pavement. Like,
I don't want
you just want dudes for that.
We all watched a video together on this show where I forget where it was, but I think it was a Muslim man, and like two women pulled up to handle it, and he just like disrespected both women, slapped them around, ended up walking away, not even running. He just beat them up and left. Yeah, and
that's crazy, bro.
Isn't it?
That's crazy, dude.